What it do, Showtime gang? We back. I know it's been a minute. I promised a lot of people out there, I was going to drop a video out here, with some stock ideas to get into. Sorry it's been a minute, man. We've been going hard with the group chat. This month has been unbelievable month in the market. As we all know, the market has come down to a cease. It crashed a lot last week due to different news such as the Omarion variant. That kind of shook up a lot of companies. So in that case, a lot of big time stock investors and stuff took their money out because, due to what happened back in 2019, 2020, a lot of people who kept their money in the market during news like that lost a lot of money. So it kind of shook a lot of people. But a lot of reporters and different things, have told people do not worry, everything is under control. So now, a lot of different markets are starting to make its way back up. And also, man, these stores out here, man, it was being shiesty on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Sales weren't as well as everybody predicted. In that case, stocks like Walmart, Target, JCPenney, etc. A lot of those store type stocks crashed because they didn't make the sales that they thought they would make during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So different stocks that branch off of those companies were affected as well. So you had a whole bunch of news last week happen, and that's why the market crashed the way it did. A lot of people took a lot of advantages by taking put calls, and a lot of people are taking advantage of this market right now and considering the market right now as the real Black Friday, just because everything has dropped and everything is super cheap right now to hold into long term, whether that's long term options or buying shares to hold on to long term, whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, we always want to be set up and we always want to take what the market gives us. Never forget that, all right? So in this video, I will be sharing with you guys two different stocks that I'm getting into, two stocks that I believe will shoot up, hit very, very strong support lines, and a lot of confirmation in the charts, plus exciting news with these companies. So I really do believe these charts will go up. But before we get into this, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up button, just to show some love for me, even taking the time out to share with you guys this type of information and making sure, we all eating. That's all I ask for, right? As we all know, the market has been going crazy. And, if I can help anybody in any type of way, especially with the stock market, I would love to. And that's what I love doing, right? So all I ask for is for a thumbs up button, comment any questions or any concerns or anything just in general you got down low. We're going to make sure we get back to you. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Reason why is because, like I said, we're going to be dropping hot market ideas. You don't want to be missing out on easy money you could be making out there. So just a simple subscription to this channel will make sure that you're up to date with everything that's being said here. And with all that being said, man, let's get right into these markets. All right, guys, so I minimized my screen here. This is actually a play that the chat called out last week, I think on Thursday or Wednesday. Company BA, Boeing Company. This company is one of the prime plane companies when it comes to international flights and etc. And as we see here, the last month or so, the last month and a half, this market has really collapsed. It literally went from $230 all the way down to $188 in 1 month, right? So this play had a lot of people shook up just because of the direction that the market is going. And as we've seen here, it broke a very strong support line. So everybody thought this market was on a very strong downtrend. And actually the chat was able to catch this market at the 193 mark. I personally got into it at the $195 mark. As you can see right now, it is at $204, right? So I option played this. I did a 2-week option. We're going to see where this goes. Right now, I think around 206 was a good area to sell, but I'm going to see if this could get me around 207.50. And if so, I will sell it. Like I said, this is a very excellent trade the chat called. Hopefully, some of you guys out there was able to get into this play if you saw it. But guys, remember, right? Christmas time, New Year's time, a lot of holidays is around the corner. A lot of people will be traveling. Right? A lot of people will be traveling. So you got to remember, right? This is a big game of news, right? So if you're able to put things together before everybody else can, you could kind of take advantage of that, right? And the reason why I got in at 195 instead of 193 was because I wanted a strong confirmation that this was going to become an uptrend. And the way how I knew that, if we zoom in here, I'm on the day chart, right? So it went from here, then it touched all the way back to this box. Then it went all the way down to this box. Then it touched all the way up to this box and then dropped way below this box, right? So this is showing a consistent pattern between support and resistance. So traders that see that, they know, hey, I want to buy down here and I want to sell up here, or I want to take advantage of this market. So BA did his thing. Like I said, it held its own during a crazy market. As you've seen, it dropped all the way to 188. So the people who was able to catch that, man, kudos to you. For the people in the chat, who took this play, they made money. Everybody celebrated. And if you want to become a part of the chat family and join the Signals where, they call out different options, different stocks to get into on a daily basis, different news and etc. And like I said, it's a lit community. Make sure you click the link down low. It'll be in the descriptions and come tap in with the family. Like I said, it goes down in that chat, right? So my next prediction with Boeing, just in case any of you guys do want to get into this is not one of the two that I'm calling out. I just want to let you guys know, right, if you do get into Boeing, what I do believe will happen is it will touch this 206 area. It will drop back down maybe around the 203 to 201 mark, and then it will shoot its way up to about, I want to say, the 210, 212 mark, right? So remember, guys, this is a game of patience. Getting into those entries is very important. This is a great company to invest in all in one. So yeah, all right, guys. So the first play that I think you guys should look at, even buy shares or, long-term option for, is Facebook. As we all know, Facebook has a lot of news coming out with the new metaverse, the whole digital world that they're trying to create and get going here. They're also collabing with a lot of NFTs. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of excitement around this stock. So as we all know, about a week or two ago, Facebook was sitting around the $350 mark, right? But due to all this crazy news, like I said, a lot of these drops aren't happening due to stuff that's going on within the company. A lot of stuff is going on within news that's going on with the market, right? So right now, this company is at a discounted price because it had to drop due to the way the market was going, right? And it even dropped all the way down to $298, right? $350 to $298, and there's not even no bad news on Facebook or the metaverse to make it do that, right? It was literally 100% just the market. So as we see here, it was on a downtrend, which is what this represents, right? Each candle, every time it came up, it was hitting this line, right? And it dropped past a major zone at the 330 mark. Once that happened, I knew this market was going to tank, right? So I was being patient until it hit around my next zone mark, which is around 307, anywhere from 307 to $302, right? The lower, the better. The reason why I say the lower, the better, because if you option this, you could get in at a lower price and you could get in for a cheaper price, right? And if you buy shares of it, you could buy shares at a low price and make way more money than buying in at an uncomfortable price or a mid or high price, right? That is valued at the time. I usually have my indicators up. One of the indicators let me know when the market is oversold or undersold. But right now, TradingView is having some problems, which is why you can see right here there's an exclamation mark. But the market was way undervalued, right? So what I did personally was I got in around the $301 mark, right? Because once it passed through the 300 mark, I wanted to see how low it was actually going to go. Then once I seen it started bouncing around the 298 mark, which is a very strong support line for Facebook, and it started making its way up, I got into the play. It was kind of a risky play for me. It was a risky play in general because, like I said, this market could have kept dropping. But like I said, there is no bad news going on within this company. It was literally just the market doing what the market does, right? This had to react due to the market, right? So right now I want to take advantage of that. And as we can see, right, I got in at 302, and right now it is at $317, right? That's a band plus per contract. And like I said, it all comes from just being patient, right? Know what you're getting into. For those out there who just option free willingly, know the markets that you're getting into, why you should get into them, right? It's going to make you understand what zones you really should be getting into, and you're going to feel a lot more comfortable doing so, right? So what I think Facebook will do, right, I think it will touch up to around $318, and then I think it will have a little drop down, right, a little cool off period. Remember, everything that comes up must come down, right? The more it goes up, the quicker it's going to have to come down to have that cool off zone, right? So I believe it's going to go to around 318, and then it's going to drop to maybe around 312, $311, and then it's going to make its way up in full effect, right? Because by that time, the market hopefully should have cooled off by the time due to all the crazy events and news that's going on. Plus, you got Christmas, and like I said, you got the meta world and metaverse that's all coming all together, and everyone is excited. And this is a stock that a lot of people is excited for, right? So knowing that, you know this market will not tank, right? You know this market will not tank. Right now, keep a stop loss I'll keep my stop loss. So if you get in at, around 312, I'll keep my stop loss around the $310, $309 mark. Like I said, 'cause that's a very strong support zone, right? And for the people who are risky, right, people who can afford to lose a little bit of money, I would wait till it touches back to around 299, 298. And if it drops below that, then I will sell it, right? But like I said, with all the excitement going on with this stock, I doubt that's what's going to happen, right? I think it's going to come back here. I think it's going to touch the 312 mark, right, around this area. And then it's going to shoot back and it's going to come up here and test this area, right? The next zone area, which is around 328, 330, right? So right now we want to be loading up on certain stocks, certain shares due to news. And like I said, due to it just being at a very discounted price. Like I said, it's a market that went from 350 all the way down to 298, right? So that's something to definitely look at. Like I said, your entries are important. So like I said, even if you could get in at a better entry at maybe 311, if it touches, or 310, right? You want to keep buying those dips because like I said, this is a very, very great company to become a part of, to buy assets for, whether it's options, shares, whatever it is, right? I trust my money with Facebook. So like I said, right, and if you're excited about getting into this play, make sure you drop a thumbs up button just to show me that, you guys are rocking with this play, right? And next, we're going to go to our second option / shares to buy for the future. I'm very excited about this one stock just because I'm a sports fanatic, right? When it comes to playing sports, when it comes to watching sports, all of that I'm always a part of it, right? And the next one that I want you guys to start looking into and getting into is DraftKings, right? DraftKings right now is at like a year low right now, right? It's super low right now. But currently, DraftKings got a lot of things going on. For example, they're now selling NFTs, for certain sport idols and certain sport figures. They also, sports betting will become big right now because you got college playoffs coming. You got NFL football right now, NBA. March Madness down the street, right? You got all these big events where people love to gamble, right? And this is the number one gambling site that people gamble on, right? So we want to take that into consideration. Mind you, right, this went down around September, October, and if you look, around September, August time, and if you look at, the type of events that's going on around the time, there aren't really a lot of big events in the sports world, right? I'm talking about championships. I'm talking about big playoffs where a lot of money is being brought in. There's not a lot of big events in those months, which is why you kind of see DraftKings take that decline. But like I said, around this time of the year, DraftKings goes crazy due to, like I said, all of the college events, playoffs, Heisman Awards, all types of things that people love betting on. So right now, it is actually near a very strong zone if we zoom in, right? So we zoom in, DraftKings touched $27.77, right? Which is the bottom of the support zone. And then we see it did the same thing in the past over here, right? This is a very strong support zone, right? So what most people do is they'll get in at the $29 mark because, it's hitting that zone. They don't think it's going to crack through. What I did was I waited. Right, I waited and I got in around the $27.90 mark. I like getting in at the bottom of my zones, and I keep my stop loss. Like I said, 30, 40 cents from my entries. Right, that's one thing that I learned from being in with the chat. Right, so let's zoom in even more. Right, like I said, I got in around $27.90. It was at the bottom of my zone, which is very comfortable for me. Right, and even right here, I create a mini uptrend that I think will begin to happen, and where these candles will drop and bounce off of, right, during the meantime. Like I said, I got it at $27.90, and right now it is at $30. And if you option this play, this is something I would option for the long term, something around March, something around May, April, May time, right? Like I said, you want all of those events to happen. Therefore, you're gaining asset value from holding options or holding shares of this company, right? You want all those big events to happen while you're holding these shares. So I got into this at a long-term frame just because, like I said, this is a great company to be in. It's at a very, very, very low mark. It's way, way undervalued. It's at a very strong support line right here at around the $29 to $27 is a strong support line for this area. And what I think will happen is, look at all this space it has to hit before it even touches the downtrend arrow, right? It has a lot of space. So I personally think this could go from $27 all the way to around $33. We might see a minor pullback to around the $31.50 mark, $32 mark, and then it'll continue its way to the next support zone. Like I said, this is something I want to hold long term. I believe DraftKings could get me to around $50 to $60 by the time March and April is here. That's how much confidence I have in this play. So like I said, I got options and I also bought shares of it. That's something that, I'm looking into, something that the chat also called for, people to get into. And like I said, it's something that's exciting, especially if you're a sports fanatic like me, somebody who keeps up with basketball, football, baseball, all that, right? This is very exciting. It's easy to keep up with, especially with news-wise, like I said, because that's already a part of my daily schedule is the sports life. So like I said, these are two options / shares that I think you guys should get into. Very, very, very good companies. They're both undervalued right now. So take advantage of it, right? You want to buy the dips, right? This is what people mean when they say buy the dips. If you research and you do the news and you keep up with what's going on with a company, you would know exactly when and when not to buy into a company due to the news or whatever. And like I said, having your support zones and all that to be able to chart read it, it's just a bonus, right? It's just a confirmation. So like I said, if you're excited about getting into these plays, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys rocking with me. It lets me know that you guys are excited about getting into the market the same way I am, right? So like I said, if you hype, let me know. Let me know in the comments any questions you guys have, anything you guys want to see in the future. And like I said, if you want to join the chat community, make sure you click the link in the descriptions. It's 24/7 signal calling. It's a watch list, news, very lit environment, a lot of serious people in there. Like I said, everybody's eating from it. So with all that being said, hope you guys go out there and you guys kill it, and I'll see you next video. Peace.